What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, I normally don't do videos like this, but I just had to. Why? Because it's so awesome, all right? So as a YouTuber, especially a stock trading YouTuber, we're always hit with a bunch of comments that basically say we're idiots, we don't know how to do this, and basically we should quit. So the reason I'm making this remark in this video is because today, earlier in our pre-market watch list video, a gentleman said that TTNP, the stock TTNP, was going to kaboom. And within about a second later, I said, no, it is not going to kaboom. And apparently, he did come out and comment on my video and say that I was basically wrong and he made a bunch of money on TTNP and he's very glad that he did not follow my advice. So what I have to say to that gentleman is kudos to you for making $8,000, but in fact, I'm not sure what you're talking about because TTNP did not kaboom today. It did the exact opposite. TTNP got absolutely crushed. And you said you made a 10% gain. So let's look at it. So here is the picture. Okay, it says bad call on TTNP, sold for a 10% profit, $8,000. Glad I did not take your advice, Junior. Well, wait, hold on here. You made a 10%. He made a 10% gain. $8,000. I was wrong. This just doesn't seem right. Something about this doesn't seem right. So we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper and find out what's really going on. So let's look in this, we're going to screen share here. So now that we're sharing the screen, let's go to the stock TTNP. Let's see if in fact it did kaboom today. That is definitely not a kaboom, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly what we call a really bad day for a stock. So unless I have a different outlook on kaboom, or if the whole world has a different outlook on kaboom, then I'm definitely wrong. If kaboom means go down, then I've been playing the game wrong all along. All right. But more importantly, we said TTNP would not kaboom today. So when we look back at the comment reads, sold for a 10% gain or a 10% profit, $8,000. Well, good job on making $8,000. I'm super glad you made $8,000, and we love that you're making money, and we absolutely love that you are a follower of our channel and you like tuning in. As you know, we give great stock trading advice. And how do we know so? Because we said TTNP wasn't going to kaboom today, and it didn't kaboom today. But more or less, what we want to know is, where did you get the 10% gain? Let's see. Going back to screen share, how is it that this gentleman made a 10% gain? If, in fact, he did buy right in the morning at the lowest point right here and sold at the highest point right there, then he could have potentially still not made a 10% gain because that's only 5%. All right? It's possible that he bought down here on this very reversal. So if he caught the very low here, then and sold at the very high here. So if he bought down at 42 cents and sold at 45 cents, then there's the possibility that he still did not make a 10% gain because that's only 8.37%. All right. So let's scroll over here. Oh, you know what? I think I found it. There's a good move over here. That could be where he got it. So if he would have bought from, down here and sold up at the highs, he still wouldn't have made a 10% gain. It's only 6%. If he would have bought down here at low of day, sold up here at the bounds, still not 10%. That's only 8.4%. So unless you're rounding up, then I could see you potentially, making an 8% gain, but definitely not 10%. The only way possible to make a 10% gain on TTNP today would be by buying the absolute low here pre-market on those two little hash marks that you probably can't even see unless I'm zoomed in close enough. There you go. You see those two little hash marks right there, and now I'm hovering. Those are it. So if he bought down here, these two little hash marks pre-market, and then sold at the very tippy top when the market opened, or even pre-market, then you could have gotten a 10% gain. So if you did do that, kudos to you. That is absolutely phenomenal. But I still don't even think that's possible. Let me grab my calculator. So, because let's see. On these two candles, there's a total volume of 7,700. So let's see, 7,700 at 43, we'll call it 44 cents. So 7,000, that's not 7,000, 7,000 times by 0.40 was a total of 2,800. If you sold those 7,000 at the high at 49 cents times by 0.49 minus 2,800, that still only gives you a gain of $630. So I'm not entirely sure where the 10% gain and $8,000 profit came from. I don't know, because it did not kaboom today. The only way you could have made that gain is if, in fact, you purchased yesterday and then sold today, in which that still means that TTNP did not kaboom today. Now, I'm not out here to bash people because that's what I like to do. No, that's not my goal here. My goal is to provide valuable stock trading information and hope that people take the advice. And again, we are not always right. I am not always right. I'm wrong all the time, okay? Yes, I'm wrong all the time. But if I'm right, at least give me the credit and say that, yeah, you did have a nice call today, and that was that TTNP did not kaboom. All right, so we're wrong all the time. Go to CNBC, people are wrong all the time. Warren Buffett's wrong. Analysts are wrong all the time. It's extremely hard to always predict the way that the market is going to move 100% of the time. But more importantly, let's show you why TTNP had a sell-off today. So if you look at the yearly chart here on TTNP, you can see it has this gap in the chart. All right, so this gap in the chart is what we call a gap. It's an inconsistency in the chart. And whenever there's an inconsistency in the chart, the stock will naturally come back and fill that inconsistency. Meaning when there's a gap in the chart, statistically speaking, 90% of the time, the stock will actually go back up and fill that gap. So if a stock gaps up or if a stock gaps down and creates that gap in the chart, 90% of the time, the stock will either go back up or back down to fill that gap in the chart at some point in the future. Does it happen next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks out? We don't know for sure, but it does naturally happen. So if you look at this gap fill, you can clearly see TTNP already went up, filled the gap, and it's rejecting all right at that gap fill. So coming into today, right, you could see the gap fill price was 50 cents. That's where the gap fill price was at. And then if you go into today's, the last couple days, you'll see that yesterday TTNP shot straight to 50 cents and then it came crashing down right after it hit the gap fill. It went up, it broke 50 cents just briefly before coming crashing down. So why would TTNP go back up to 50 and break through today if it's already rejected yesterday as a strong resistance? The likelihood of it doing that most likely would not happen, and then that's why we're seeing the drastic sell-off here today. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys all for tuning into the video and to the gentleman who made $8,000 trading TTNP today. Absolutely phenomenal job. It is extremely impressive that you made $8,000 and a 10% gain in which there is no way to make 10% gain on the stock throughout the whole day. So by doing so, you are an absolute wizard. You should start your own YouTube channel and you should help provide that valuable information to all the new and beginner traders out there, and even myself, because apparently I can learn something from you as to how to magically make a 10% gain on a stock long bias when it's not even possible. I will say this, that it's possible that the gentleman made a 10% gain if he was shorting the stock. So if he had been shorting the stock, then it's possible he made a 10% gain, because from the highs to the lows on the day, that I think was about 14%. Right up there, that's about 14%. So it's possible you made a 14% gain today. Or sorry, it is possible you made the 10% gain if you shorted the stock. So the question is, did you short the stock? And if you did short the stock, then the stock still didn't kaboom for the day. Okay? But lastly, if you shorted the stock, oh no. Oh, did I just figure something out? Let's go back to that comment. The comment says, bad call on TTNP, sold for a 10% profit. So If he sold for a 10% profit, that means it was a long bias trade. So it couldn't have been short bias. But if it was a short bias trade, then that means your comment should read, bought TTNP for a 10% profit. Because if you're short, you're selling first and you're buying back later. Therefore, when you close out your order, you're not actually selling, you're actually buying back. And then your comment would have read buying back for a 10% profit. So chances are you didn't short. And so regardless, you should create a YouTube channel and you should get rocking and rolling right away, because we would love to know how it is you can make a 10% gain long bias on a stock that doesn't really provide any opportunity to make a 10% gain on the day. With that being said, thank you guys once again for tuning in. As always, every single day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do a free pre-market watch. That's where you can tune in to see what type of stocks we're going to trade for the day and which ones we see value in. And we're not always right, but we're not always wrong. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. And as always, please do give a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.